G'day guys, my name's Dave Trent and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. And in this lesson, I'll be teaching you how to play True Friends by Bring Me the Horizon. Now this isn't an acoustic version I'll be showing you. This is the actual full band version. I'm just teaching you all the guitar and acoustic because it sounds much clearer and it'll be easier to get the point across. But at the end, I'll be playing it on electric with distortion so you can hear what it really sounds like. So for the basics, you're gonna need your guitar in drop D tuning. So basically the 6th string needs to go down to a D. So for the intro, we're gonna start in this position here. You're gonna take your ring finger, you're gonna put it on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. You take your middle finger and you're gonna put it on the 6th fret of the 2nd string. Get ready also to put your index finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string as well. So what we're going to be doing is hitting the 7th fret and then going up to the 6th, so down, up, and then you're going to be doing the exact same thing, but this time with your finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. So you basically just lift your middle finger and let the index finger take over. And you do that twice. And then after that, we go to our second position, which is your index finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and then your pinky is going to be on the 6th fret of the 2nd string. And we're going to be doing the exact same thing, but you're going to get your ring finger ready on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. So 3rd string, 2nd string with the down up motion, and then lift your pinky and let the ring finger take over on the 5th fret. And then you do that twice as well. And then for the 3rd position, we're going to take our middle finger, we're going to put it on the 6th fret of the 2nd string and get your index finger ready to go onto the 5th fret of the 2nd string. You're going to be going down, up. The down's going to be on the open 3rd string. So, and then you do that twice. And then finally, you do the exact same thing, except this time with the open 4th string. So altogether, the intro sounds like this. Now we get to the rock out bit / instrumental, whatever you want to call it. It's also going to be what's played in the chorus as well. So for the picking on this riff, it's going to be alternating down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, constantly. There's no exception to that. It's just a constant down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Even if you're switching between strings, you got to maintain that constant down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It might feel awkward at first, especially when you're changing strings, but you have to keep at it and you'll get there for sure. Just start slow and then build your way up. So we're going to break this riff up into 4 chunks. Now the first chunk's going to be based off the open D string. Our timing count is going to be 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and that's how I'm going to keep track of everything and show you what needs to be played where. So for this first chunk, you're going to be hitting down, up, down, up, down, up on the open D string, and you're going to be hitting the 10th fret on the 2nd beat and also the 4th beat. So it will sound like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Now the last 3 notes of that 4 count, the E and are going to be a little different to the rest of it. For this first chunk, it's going to be the open string and the 10th fret twice. E and So that first total chunk sounds like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and And one more time. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So that's the first chunk. Now the second chunk, what you want to do is take your middle finger and put it on the 8th fret of the 6th string. And the riff is going to be based off this top string. But again, on the 2nd and 4th beats, you're going to be hitting another note. And that other note is going to be the 8th fret on the 5th string. Alright, so it's going to sound like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Now the E ender after the 4 again is going to be different for the second chunk. It's going to be the 6th string on the 8th fret, and then the 7th fret on the 5th string, and then the 8th fret of the 5th string. So E and E and And altogether that second chunk sounds like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. One more time. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Notice that my picking hand is constantly down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, even when I'm changing strings. It's really important that you keep it like that. Now the third chunk is going to be similar to that. We're going to be basing this third chunk on the 5th fret of the 6th string, and the 2nd and 4th beats is going to be the 8th fret of the 5th string. So it'll sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. The E ender for this third chunk is going to be the 3rd fret of the 5th string 3 times, and it'll sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And then finally our last chunk is based off the open string again. This time our 2nd and 4th beat is going to be the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and it'll sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. And finally the last 3 notes of this chunk are going to be the 3rd fret of the 6th string, 2nd fret, and then open fret. So that last chunk will sound like this all together. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And one more time. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And that's it for the rock out bit / chorus. I'm going to be now playing that at 75 and 100% speed. So try to play along and see how you go. Now we get to the verse, and it's just going to be a lot of down up picking on the top string. So we start with the open D, and that's plucked 12 times, and then we go to the 10th fret and we pluck that 4 times. So it'll sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And then after that we go to the 8th fret and we play that 12 times, and then 7th fret 4 times. So it'll sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And then finally we go to the 5th fret, we play that 16 times, and then we go back to the 8th fret and we play that 16 times. So the first part of the verse will sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So the second time we play that in the verse, it's going to be exactly the same except for one minor change. The final note on the 8th fret is now played 12 times, and then we finish off by going up to the 10th fret 4 times. So the second time we play it goes like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So that verse is pretty damn easy. Now I'm going to play the verse at 75 and 100% speed for you. we move on to the pre-chorus, and the pre-chorus is pretty damn easy. It's based off the open D string, and we're going to be hitting the 10th fret on the 2 beat and the 4 beat. But also the second time we do it, the 4E ender is going to be all on that 10th fret. So I'll play along to demonstrate. 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender, 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender. And one more time. 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender, 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender. So that's the first line in the pre-chorus. Now the second line in the pre-chorus is quite similar. Now the ending is just a tiny bit different. So I'll go like this. 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender, 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender. So it's just the 4E ender at the end of the whole line that's different. So that's third on the 5th, third on the 6th, second on the 6th, and then open on the 6th. 4E ender. Now I'll play that pre-chorus at 75 and 100% speed. Now the second verse, second pre-chorus, and second chorus is exactly the same as all the first, so you don't need to learn anything new there. Now we get to the break of the song. Now we're going to learn the first guitar bit in the break, and that's just going to be simply a D chord. You're going to be strumming the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, but just palm muting them like this. Now you're going to be hitting that all the way up until the 3rd beat and the 2nd count. Now I'll just count along and play to demonstrate. 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender, 1E ender, 2E ender, 3. So that's how long you're going to be palm muting that D chord. And then after that, all you need to do is just go up to 5th and 5th on these 3rd and 2nd strings. Now you can do that with your middle and ring finger. So the first bit will sound like this. 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender, 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender. And the second time we do this is exactly the same, except instead of going to 5 and 5, what we're going to be doing is 5th fret on the 3rd string, and then 8th fret with our pinky finger on the 2nd string. And we're going to be hitting that 4 times, and then 3 times with our pinky off, and we're going to be barring 5 and 5 for the 2nd and 3rd strings. So it will sound like this. 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender, 1E ender, 2E ender, 3E ender, 4E ender. So that's what the first guitar will be doing. And the second guitar will just be playing this 4 times. So that's 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string, with your middle finger on 2nd fret and your index finger on the 1st fret. Like that, 4 times for this break. So at 75 and 100% speed, this is what the break will sound like. Now we get to the build up, and the main guitar is just going to be playing some power chords. Now power chords in drop D are really easy. All you do is just bar the top 3 strings, and that's a power chord. Pretty easy with drop D. Now we're going to start with the open chord, and that's played 16 times. Then we're going to go to 5 16 times, 8 16 times, 5 12 times, and then 10 4 times. And that whole thing is repeated once. So the build up will sound something like this. 1 yen, 2 yen, 3 yen, 4 yen, 1 yen, 2 yen, 3 yen, 4 yen, 1 yen, 2 yen, 3 yen, 4 yen, 1 yen, 2 yen, 3 yen, 4 yen. And that's just repeated. Now that's all for the first guitar. The second guitar is going to be playing a lead lick, and it's going to go something like this. You're going to use your index finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, and then you're going to go 7th fret of the 4th string, and then you're going to go 5th fret of the 3rd string. And then after you hit that, you're going to hammer on to the 7th. So it'll be like that. All down picks, and then after that, you're going to go to an up pick back on the 5th fret. Like that. And then we're going to go back to the 7th fret of the 4th string with a down pick. Like that. And then we're going to hammer on to the 7th fret from the 5th fret of that 4th string. And then we're going to hit the 5th fret and then slide down to 3rd. Like that. All with down picks. And then after we've slid down to 3rd, we're going to hammer back onto the 5th fret from 3rd fret. And then we're going to go back up to the 7th fret and pull off to the 5th. So altogether we have So to recap those last 4 picks, so it's hammer on 5th to 7th, slide 5th to 3rd, hammer on 3rd to 5th, and then pull off 7 to 5. Now everything's a down pick there, except after you hammer on that 3rd string, you go up with that 5th fret pick. Now the second section's pretty much the same for the little first bit, so it goes... So that's all the same. This next bit's a little different. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your middle finger, put it on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and with the up pick you hit it, and you're going to hit it, bend up, bend back down. Like that. And then after you've bent back down, you're just going to use your index finger to hit the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So it'll sound like this. It's going to be up pick, down pick, up pick, down pick. And that's it for the second guitar lead line. Now I'll play that at 75 and 100% speed. And that's it for the build-up. After the build-up, you go back to the chorus riff that we've just learnt, and then the end of the song is basically just the pre-chorus riff. Cool, so now I'm going to be playing the intro, verse, pre-chorus, and chorus for you, and I'm going to have my good friend Beck singing along for some context. So play along and see how you go. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this lesson for True Friends by Bring Me the Horizon, an awesome song and a really cool riff. Be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then please leave your thoughts, comments and questions about this video below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.